I guess there's only one thing left to do now, and that is the good,
the bad,
and the brainless.
Yeah.
What do you got for your good this week, Cousin Jay?
So as much as I know that this is a fool's challenge every week, I have a lot of respect for WWE Creative trying to Vince-proof the shows. The fact that this is a thing, I'm happy that they tried to do it. I know Vince is like, I don't like this, pal. Take it out. This match is too long, pal. I don't like it. Take it out.
It's such good shit, pal.
So yeah, I'm going with them trying to Vince-proof shows.
Okay.
Because we know what happens when he gets involved.
That is a very good to have, too. And honestly, for me, I really love that video package they shot with Finn. That was exceptional. I really enjoyed that. I liked a lot of other stuff this week. Okada and Bryan Danielson was a fantastic match. There's a lot of good this week, but I have to give props and credit where props and credit are due, because in the previous 318 episodes in almost exactly 7 years, it's coming up in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin has never gotten my good until today. Hold on. I got a thermometer. I might have to check my temperature and make sure I'm not feeling under the weather. Oh, no. That was an absolute – there's nobody else. I'm sorry. I've shat on Baron Corbin on this podcast for many episodes. I couldn't tell you how many times. I mean, you were there. We bum hater, the out of my luck with the mustard stain on my shirt, Baron Corbin. I got nothing left. It was great to see him not only return as the lone wolf, but him and Carmelo Hayes had an exceptional match on Tuesday, and I got to give it to Baron Corbin for this week.
Okay.
What do you got for your bad?
I'm going to go with the My Dog shirt raffle. Sami Zayn trying to do a good thing here, and somebody somewhere sends a cease and desist order. It's like the dude's trying to do something good. And there's somebody out there that, like, stopped it for whatever reason. I don't think you could find me a really good reason to stop that from happening. So whoever did that, as much as I'd like to give you my brainless this week, I'm going in a different direction than that, but that is my bad this week.
It's a very good bad, Cousin Jay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the person who reported 2 of our posts on Facebook yesterday, and then they found nothing wrong with the posts.
Right.
11 more people need to subscribe on YouTube so we can move over to the YouTube. And I'll tell you right now, we'll definitely get back our Twitter audience if we move to YouTube.
Right.
Just a thought. But my bad this week goes to the state of Virginia for making it illegal to watch porn. I'm so kidding. I thought that was – I saw that yesterday and I laughed my ass off. But what really gets my bad for this week is Kenny Omega versus Will Osprey.
Okay.
That match, number one, that match was not 1.25 stars better than Steamboat and Savage. That match was not a whole star better than CM Punk and John Cena. That match was not better than Shawn Michaels, that much better than Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. I don't think
it was the triple threat match that we saw at WrestleMania this year.
It wasn't better than Sheamus and Gunther at Clash of the Castle either. Not only that, but Osprey dropped Kenny on his head. I mean, that was bad. Like, he dropped him on his head. And then on top of all of that, the thing that nobody's, for whatever reason, talking about, will Osprey put a bloody Kenny Omega in the crippler crossface in Canada? But we're still going to give it 6 stars, huh, Dave? I just want to know, Dave, at the end of the day, when your head's so far up Kenny and the Bucks' asses, do you know what the little flange in the back of their throat tastes like? I'm just curious. When somebody sneezes, is it you saying bless you coming out of their mouth? And the only reason it got my bad instead of my brainless is because there was something more egregious that happened this week, and I cannot believe I actually said that. What do you have for your brainless?
I'm just going to go with the whole Jungle Boy stuff. The fact that he's in a high-profile anything after what he did for the press tour for All In, and just how his promo wasn't good.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And I mean, it was such a stock promo. There was nothing like going, oh, yeah, great. Like, he's not ready. And I think they could find something better for him to do. I guess we'll see if he sinks or swims at this point. But this is my brainless for this week because, like, he has shown nothing to me to make me feel like he's deserving of having more opportunities. I mean, he did break a record for having the shortest IWGP Heavyweight Championship match in the last, I think it said 17 years. The next shortest one was a Brock Lesnar match in 2006 that lasted like 10 minutes and I think 35 seconds. This match Jungle Boy had was 10 minutes and 42 seconds, which sounds like it's probably about 8 minutes longer than it should have been.
I'm curious if that Brock Lesnar match was against Shinsuke Nakamura, because I know they wrestled once upon a time for the World Heavyweight title.
It was not Nakamura. I forget the name that it was. Go ahead.
That's another match that I want to see is Nakamura versus Lesnar from New Japan.
Yeah.
A young Brock Lesnar versus a young Shinsuke Nakamura, especially with Nakamura's background in MMA, working with Oh, God, yes, please, sign me up.
I just want to point out that Tim and Chris Brown mentioned Solo is they're good for this week.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great pick, too.
Yeah.
And like I said, there was a lot of good this week. But there is one thing that got my brainless, and I'm really surprised that you haven't really mentioned it because it really – I know how it kind of attacks your mental state when it comes to things that WWE and all these other places do booking-wise.
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes on Raw lost clean to Finn Balor. Now, again, a NXT star on his own coming in and going up against the main roster guy and having a match and the main roster guy winning, that's fine. But when it's your world champion, your guy, the guy down in NXT that you're calling up, that you've kind of just sucked into this storyline a little bit, you shouldn't be bringing him up, especially because he's been booked so well since he beat Braun Breaker back in April. Carmelo Hayes should not be losing non-title matches as your NXT champion. I don't care that if he's your developmental. When Triple H and a bunch of other people backstage are saying it's not, it's a third brand again. It's not a good look when he's losing clean to a guy like, and it's not nothing against Finn Balor. Because Finn Balor is one of the best
heavyweight champion in a few hours.
Yes, but to have your NXT champion lose clean on Raw and his first appearance on the main roster to showcase him as your NXT champion and he loses? Finn Balor could have lost by count out. of the 55 members of the Spooky Pals could have interfered and cost Carmelo Hayes this match, I would have been less upset, and I would have swapped my bad with my Brainless. But your NXT champion losing clean in a non-title match in his first ever match on Raw is just bad, lazy booking.
I don't put it on the same level as when they had Karrion Kross, who was undefeated in NXT, came in, lost to Jeff Harvey, who at the time was like lower end of the card.